About 10 o'clock or 10:30 at night, minding my own business, nobody around, beautiful evening. All of a sudden I hear whoa, 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 whoa. And I go, what in the hell is that? And so I look in my rearview mirror, and there's a guy in a big old four-wheel drive coming down 100, probably going 45, 50 miles an hour. And apparently he didn't see me sitting there amongst all those flashing lights. So Dan and them taught me, if you get in a situation like that, just keep your bike in first gear, hold that clutch in. You hear noise coming up like that, you get on it, get off of the road, get out of the way, because somebody's fixing to run over you. And that's exactly what I did. I went right in between two barrels, dropped my bike because it was a pretty good drop-off right there. I dropped my bike, but this guy then must have seen me because he slid sideways through that intersection, got out of his stop, jumped out of his truck, and he looked over at me, and I was standing there going, look at him like this. He jumped back in his truck, and boom, off he went. You know, so that was time number one. Time number two was about almost 3 years ago. My wife and I are coming back from an AMVETS thing out in the hammock, coming down Palm Coast Parkway. A lady pulls out at whippoorwill down there, doesn't stop for the stop sign. Right out in front of us, wham, we go right into the side of her. But the thing about it was, I don't remember anything about it, but my wife told me, she said, you were able to get downshift through all your gears, get into first, and the policeman told me, he said, well, I was laying in the hospital, he said, I measured the skid mark between the place where you started skidding to the time you hit the car. She said it was 7 feet. So he said, that's how much time you had to stop. So, but in that few seconds, I got from fifth gear to first gear, hit the car probably doing 30 as opposed to hitting it doing 45. I went 30 yards down the highway. My wife was between the bike and the car, you know, but both of us survived it. And the policeman told me, he said, that had a lot to do with you getting your speed down. He said, if you'd hit it at 40, 45 miles an hour, we'd been flying y'all up to the, you know, to the funeral home. But as it was, 30 miles an hour, you lived through it, you know. So yeah, these guys are really good. You're going to learn a lot. And I was like I was telling Dan, my wife told me I rode all the time when I was a kid. And so we got down here, they said, well, you know, you got to have an endorsement. I said, you know, Dan, call him up and tell him to give me the piece of paper so I don't got to go take this thing. She went, no, you're going to go. So I moaned and groaned through the whole, you know, thing. And to this day, I swear to God, I love these two. That's the best, one of the best things I could have ever done is take this little course right here because they will teach you a lot of important stuff. So, yeah. So now, don't forget to wear your helmet.